Lord, I pray every person listening right now, meet them exactly where they are. Give them peace, clarity, and comfort, and let this conversation be something they can carry with them today. Amen. Hey everyone, welcome to What's on the TV Tonight, your cozy corner for all things TV. From the comfort shows that make us feel seen, to the ones that make us laugh, cry, or yell at the screen. We're breaking it all down, but it's not just about what we watch. It's about how those stories connect to real life, the comfort they bring, and the lessons we carry with us. I'm your host, Shani, aka SeniTelly, and every Friday we'll dive into the shows we love and what they teach us along the way. So, what's on the TV tonight? Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. Welcome to another episode of What's on the TV Tonight. How are you guys doing? Happy Friday. Today's the 16th, so wrapping up the second week of the new year. We thank the Lord for letting us to see another Friday, another weekend, and I can't wait for the coming weeks, for the coming days, for me at least. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited for the month of January. January has been going so well for me, so well. Like, I'm so excited for this month, and so far everything that's happened this month has just been amazing and just beautiful in my life, and hopefully it's the same for you. Hopefully. Anyways, you girls been watching TV. Ah, shocker. Oh my gosh, really? No way. I couldn't have guessed it. Well, yeah, your girls been watching TV. I finally finished Heated Rivalry, and I would love to chat about that in the next episode. But this episode today is about His and Hers. Is that it? His and Hers. Yes. His and Hers on Netflix. It is the talk of the town. You thought Heated Rivalry was the talk of the town? His and Hers is the talk of the town. Okay. And like, I watched it yesterday. Like, I had a whole plan. First of all, I had a whole plan. Oh, I'm gonna discuss Heated Rivalry and talk about what I thought about it, what I felt about it. But as soon as I watched His and Hers yesterday, it's only 6 episodes, so I literally watched it in one sitting. I was gagged. I was like, "Oh, no, 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 no. I have to talk about this. Like, I need to talk about this with somebody." And this is the whole point of this podcast. It's literally, having a space where you can just comfortably talk about whatever show it is you're watching, whatever movie it is you're watching that you feel like you don't have anyone to chat with about it. That's the whole point of this podcast. Like, come to What's on the TV Tonight. Let's chat about it. Like, 9 out of 10, Shani has watched it. Not even 9 out of 10, 99.99%. Shani has watched it. Hence why, this is literally a community, and it's just for us to come and gather together and talk about our favorite shows. Sometimes it's not even our favorite shows. It's shows that we hate, literally. But yes, His and Hers on Netflix. And if you're not familiar with His and Hers, honestly, how do you even give a synopsis for a show like this? His and Hers, I would say, centered around two people, Hannah and Jack. And Hannah is a reporter, Jack is a detective. And they're both trying to figure out a murder case. It's more in a whodunit type of situation. And right from the beginning, it's already a plot twist upon plot twist. Like, you don't really guess the direction that the show is going. At one point, you kind of forget that, oh, this is a murder mystery because of first of all, the chemistry these two have. Like, let me, what? I'm not even, a spoiler alert. I don't care. That's the whole point of why you're listening to this episode. The first twist they give us is they're married, they're husband and wives. The trailer does not give that. The trailer does not give that. I did not assume, I did not think, I did not guess that these two people were together. I thought they were just separate people that were on the same mission to find out who killed the person at hand. I even thought at one point, oh, okay, like they were edging towards, them, But that is not what happened. That is not what happened throughout the 6 episodes of this show. And it was so interesting to me because, like, what you think initially is not what is the outcome. It's not what it becomes. Like, what your initial thoughts of the show, your initial thought of, oh, who's the killer or this, that, and third, throw it out the window because you're not even close, baby. You're not close. But before I even really deep dive into His and Hers, let me just start with each character before I really like deep dive and say how I feel about this 6 episode I just watched. My first initial thought was Hannah, okay, Tessa Thompson. she's determined, and also, like, she just lost a kid, so she's kinda going through a hard time. That was my initial thought, and I just, like, I felt for her, and it's like, I was always wondering why she took a break from her job because she's a reporter, and she took a year break, and they kind of displayed as to why she did, and then when they introduced the twist of, oh, she left her husband, Jack, which is John Berthanol's character, she left him without saying a word while still being married, not like a divorce or anything like that. She just walked out and just left for a year. I was like, very interesting that she would do that. So I was like, okay, I'm like, I don't really know how I feel about this babe. But like I understand because at the end of the day, like grief will make you do what so many things you don't even realize that you're doing. But it's like, why would she leave her husband and then come back to the town where her husband is at because of this murder case? Like, who cares? But like she wanted to get back to her job. And it was like her job was kind of like, oh, we don't want you anymore. So she felt like she had to prove herself. And that's why she kind of like really like pushed to get this reporting for this murder case. And I was like, okay, I see you. I understand. Let's get it, girl. Let's go back to your hometown and solve this murder. But then when they revealed that Jack was her husband, I was like, oh, plot twist, because Jack was the lead detective in the case. And she was already hard on him at the beginning in terms of like the question she was asking him about the murders. And then when they later revealed that was her husband, it's like, okay, this makes sense. This makes sense. But it's like the tension, first of all, I was like, okay, the tension, like, why did these two strangers have tension like this? So when they revealed that she's his estranged wife, it just made a lot of sense. And I was like, okay, they got me. That is when I was like, oh, let me get comfortable because they got me. Because I honestly low-key kind of watched this show blindly because I saw like one trailer, like maybe was it last month? I didn't really like deep dive and look at the trailer more than once because usually I would do that and I usually would get an idea of what the show is about. I didn't do that. So I low-key watched the show blindly without really having a clue what the heck is about to happen. But so yeah, when they revealed that they were husband and wife, I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta focus. I gotta drop my phone. I gotta really see what the show is about. I really gotta pay attention. And I kid you not, each episode, there's no miss. There is no miss. First of all, the initial murder became a series of murders. So it was one babe that died. Next thing you know, another babe that died. And coincidentally, the babes that died were all former friends of Hannah. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Are they targeting Hannah's friends? Mind you, Hannah stopped being friends with the girls. But it's like, why did she stop being friends with the girls? And I was kind of confused on that. So I was like, okay, is Hannah the one killing these babes? I was like, wait, is Hannah the murderer? Is this why? Is this why she's so hard on making sure that she, quote unquote, solves this mystery, even though she's really the person and she's just trying to cover her tracks? I was like, I'm just like, all these type of thoughts were coming in my head, and I'm just like, what is going on? And then Jack's sister, Zoe, was part of the friend group, and Zoe's low-key a deadbeat. She's a horrible mom, horrible sister, horrible friend. So, and Hannah can't stand her. So I'm trying to figure out, why is that? Like, you married her brother, but you can't stand the sister? I'm sorry, but like that's a huge thing for me personally. Like, if I'm gonna marry you, I need to be able to get along with your family. I need to be able to like laugh with your family, kiki with your family. I cannot hate your family. I cannot hate your family. If I hate your family or your vice versa, I cannot marry you. Because at the end of the day, like, your family is becoming my family. We're becoming a blended family. We're becoming one, and we're becoming a unit. So I need to be able to get along with your family like they're my family. And if I don't like your sister and your sister doesn't like me, I'm sorry, bro. We're going to have to, like, go our separate ways. So it was very interesting to see that Hannah can't stand Zoe, but she married the brother. So I'm like, okay, okay, okay. So there's something deep here. I was trying to figure it out, but I was still kind of losing focus because like Hannah and Jack's chemistry was just insane. Tessa Thompson and Jack Berthenol, like, they gotta do something else. It can't just be the show. Netflix, I don't know what y'all gotta do, but y'all gotta figure something out. They have to do another project together. That chemistry cannot go to waste, Netflix. I need you to figure something out. Get a producer, get a director, get a writer, and write something because I need them back on my screen, like, together. Like, the chemistry is insane. Okay? Insane. Like, honestly, it's a limited series, and this is why I will always be an advocate for a limited series. You never miss with a limited series. But my point is, it's a limited series, but Netflix needs to concoct something like Beef where they're bringing out another season. Even though Beef was initially a limited series, they made up some kind of story, some kind of reason as to why they're getting a second season. I'm gonna need that to be the case for His and Hers. Because His and Hers needs another season. Even though it ended really well to the point you don't need another season, but I'm just saying it just because I want to see Tessa Thompson and John Bernthal again. That's just the reason. Not because of the story or anything like that. I just need to see them together again. That's why I need a season 2. Or some kind of project that they act opposite each other. Like, I need something. I need that chemistry just cannot go to waste. It can't. Like, it literally cannot. And I will not allow it, Netflix. So do something. But I'm getting off track here. That's just my little rant. Okay? That's just my little rant because I really need those two back together because y'all just need to watch the show. You see what I'm talking about, okay? And if you haven't watched it, like, run and go watch it. Stop watching this video and go watch it. Or stop listening to this podcast and go watch it. Like, seriously. But the premise of the show, it's a whodunit situation. It's a whodunit situation. And they take you through different suspects. They take you through Hannah, Jack, because Jack was the last person to see the initial victim alive. He was having an affair with her. So he was already trying to cover his tracks. He was trying to hide the fact that they were seeing each other. Mind you, he's a lead detective. So I was like, way to go there. Way to go there. Way to go to do your job, okay? Like, look at you. Committing crimes, literally hiding evidence. I was just like, okay, Jack, what type of corrupt cop is this? But I was like, okay. That's why I'm like, they made me start to think it was Jack at first. But I'm like, no, that's too obvious. Like, that is too obvious of a suspect. So I just kind of dismissed him. I was like, no, it can't be Jack. That's when I started to think it was Hannah. But then I'm like, that doesn't make sense why it would be Hannah. Yes, she was gone for a year, and all of a sudden she was like, I'm going to come back home and start killing people. I just don't think so, you know? So I was just like, And then they introduced this girl, Catherine, into the mix. And Catherine was a girl that Hannah and her friend group kind of like integrated into theirs, and they were low-key mean to her. But not Hannah, obviously. Hannah wasn't mean to Catherine. It was Rachel, the initial girl that got murdered, and Helen, the second girl that got murdered, and then Zoe, which is Zach's sister. They were all mean to the Catherine babe. So I'm like, oh, okay, is this a situation of, the girl that got bullied came back and wants to get her revenge on the mean girls? You know, that was my thinking. I'm like, okay, maybe it's this Catherine babe. And then they reveal that the person that's been trying to steal Hannah's job and just take her spot was Catherine. And that was low-key Catherine's revenge on Hannah, even though Hannah never really did anything to Catherine, but Catherine felt like Hannah wronged her. And I'm like, okay. Like, that's all. I was like, Devontae, the show took me on a trip because I'm like, this doesn't make sense. But then again, it makes sense. I could see why Catherine would be upset at the other girls to where she wants to kill them, you know, because they bullied her, they tortured her. And then the fact that they damn near almost had her raped, you know? So I'm like, okay, it makes sense why she would want to get revenge. But then Hannah and Catherine were having a tussle. They were fighting. And I'm like, Catherine cannot fight. Like, Hannah is literally getting her licks in. And I'm like, how can Catherine kill all these people and she can barely hang on with Hannah? I was just kind of confused on that. And then Zoe dies. Jack's sister. They kill Zoe. So I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense. How is it that Catherine and Hannah are fighting but Zoe just died? Somebody just killed Zoe. How would Hannah or Catherine be the one to be the murderer? It just didn't make sense to me at all. And it couldn't be Jack because Jack was completely somewhere else also. So I'm like, it can't be these three people. So who killed these people? Who is getting their revenge on these people? I just didn't get it. I was just like, what the heck? And also, well, they revealed this after the fact that we find out who the murderer is. And we find, no, they revealed this actually after Zoe dies and Catherine dies because the cop kills Catherine. Shout out to Detective Patel. You know, she did not waste time and killed Catherine with a quickness because Catherine was about to kill Hannah even though the gun wasn't loaded, but still self-defense, you know? But they revealed this after Catherine dies and everything's like Hannah's safe, Jack saves her, that Rachel, Zoe, Helen watched and sat by and actually got random strangers in general, to sexually assault Catherine and Hannah. And Hannah was able to save Catherine. but then she couldn't save herself and they raped her. And I'm like, what the heck? I beg your pardon? And I'm like, wait, what? And what got me upset in that scene watching Hannah get sexually assaulted was Catherine. Hannah literally saved Catherine and pushed those guys off of her just for Catherine to run away and literally was like, F you. And I'm like, she just saved your life. What the heck? So this is what led me to believe that, okay, Hannah got sexually assaulted because of these girls, Zoe, Helen, and Rachel, and Catherine. So she's coming for her revenge. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm like, this just does not make sense because there's no way Hannah could have killed Zoe when she was in the lake house with Catherine having a tussle. I was confused. I was like, there's just no way. And I'm like, damn, Hannah must really love Jack because how can you marry the brother of the girl that lets you get sexually assaulted? I was just like, how? Like, I could never. That's why I'm like, she must really love Jack. The fact that she was able to still marry him despite what his sister did to her, it could never be me. It could never be me. Absolutely not. So I was just like, interesting. What an interesting dynamic. I didn't feel bad that the sister died after learning what she did to Hannah and what she let happen to Hannah. You know, I'm like, why would you do you know how horrible of a human you have to be idle and stand by and watch somebody get sexually assaulted and then you're laughing with their friends? They deserved what was coming for them. They did. Rachel, Helen, and Zoe. They deserved what was coming for them. I still, at this point, do not know who killed them. Like, who is doing this killing spree? Because it doesn't make sense to be Hannah, and it definitely doesn't make sense to be Jack, just because, like, why would he kill his own sister, Like, it's one thing to be upset at your sister and maybe want to put your sister in jail, and then there's another to actually kill your sister. So I'm like, it can't be Jack. It just cannot. And then the big reveal at the end, because I was like, everything that happened in the finale, everything happened in the first 10 minutes. I'm like, wait, Catherine's dead. This is the reason for the reason why Catherine was upset at Hannah, or just the backstory as to the friend group and what happened at Hannah's 16th birthday. They reveal everything in the first 10 minutes of the sixth episode. And I'm like, okay, we still got 40 minutes, So, so I'm like, what is happening? Why? Like, we still have 40 minutes. So there must be something that needs to be revealed because we ain't seen it all yet. We haven't seen it all. Just for them to reveal that this whole killing spree was Hannah's mother had me gagged. I was shocked. Shocked because the mother never crossed my mind. Like, I just thought Hannah's mom was just, she was old. She was going through dementia. Not realizing that this lady was playing us. She was playing us all. She does not have dementia. That is a regular, strong, agile woman. Very smart one at that. She just wanted revenge for her daughter. Because after Hannah left for a year with no word, nothing, the mom started to look at Hannah's old tapes and just try to get closer to her. And then she saw the tape of where she got sexually assaulted. And obviously, the anger that fueled in her, Hannah's mom is the definition of I will kill for my child. And I don't blame her. Literally, I will kill for my child. I don't have a kid yet, but when I do, I will kill for my child if I have to. Seeing that happen to your daughter, I can only imagine how she was feeling in that moment. The rage, the anger, the sadness at the same time is like, oh my gosh, I could not protect my daughter. I introduced this girl to this group of girls. I introduced my daughter to this group of girls, and this is what they did to her. This is what they allowed to happen to her. I would have shut everyone down. Everybody is gone. The family is gone, not just the daughter, because I'm killing you because you raised a POS like that. Okay, everybody is gone. There's just personally, the mom, she was nice. She was nice because me personally, Rachel wouldn't even have seen it coming first. Well, she didn't see it coming. So Helen, Zoe, I would have gotten them all together and pop, 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 pop. All of them with the quickness. I don't care. So the fact that she was smart, she took her time, planned everything out, and executed it so beautifully that to the point where nobody ever suspected her. Like, she is the one person that you would never suspect, the old senile or I guess dementia lady. Like, you would not think it's her. And so when they revealed it at the end with the letter, I'm like, "Oh my God, stop." Like, welcome to my ASMR. I'm sorry. No, like, no, seriously. I was gagged. I'm like, "Wait, what the heck?" I'm like, it makes sense. It makes sense why, first of all, Rachel died. It makes sense why the person was able to kill Helen at the school. And then it makes sense how she was able to kill Zoe because she has access to everybody's house, everybody's school, because she used to be the cleaning lady. She knows everybody's movements and she had the keys and everything. She's always had it with her. She was like the perfect person if you're really looking at it in a like in a plain eye. You might have if you've removed the dementia, the fact that she's old, you would start to think that it's her. But personally, because of the fact that she's old, she has dementia, and people forget that she was a cleaning lady and she had access to literally every building in that town. That's why you wouldn't think she's a suspect. And it was just like, what an amazing twist. What an amazing twist. I was fed. I was fed. I enjoyed that show so much. And that's the thing about limited series. You can never miss with them. Like, it's always so good, and Netflix does a really great job at it. Like, I can trust Netflix with their limited series more than I can trust them with their regular shows. With their limited series, I know what I'm getting. I know I'm gonna get a good 6 to 8 or 10 hours of a good show, and I would leave it satisfied without expecting more because it's a limited series. But with their regular shows, it's just like, okay, they give me a good 5 episode and then they wait 20 years to bring out another season. Like, no, I'm tired. But with limited series, I know what I'm getting. I know what to expect in terms of the story will be completed in the next 10 or 8 episodes, you know? And it was with his and hers. Like, I got all the questions I had in my head, every single question was answered within those 6 episodes, and it was just beautiful. It was just so satisfying. And I really commend the mother for doing what needed to be done. Because personally, I'm 10 toes down behind my child. I am 10 toes down behind my child. I will kill for my child. I will air this place out real quick. So seeing that video, oh my gosh, I could only imagine the pain, the anger, the sadness, like all the emotions you could think of was probably going through her mom. Like, she was like, probably like, oh my gosh, this is what my daughter had to go through and kept within herself without telling me or nobody. Oh my God, yeah, these girls gotta go. They gotta go. And I just, oh, what a smart lady. I just, applause for Hannah's mom. Like, applause for Hannah's mom because she did that thing. She did her thing, okay? But it was such a fantastic show. Shout out to Tessa Thompson. She did her thing. Jack, oh my gosh. John Berthenol. I don't know if I say his name right. I don't know. I always feel like I'm mentioning his name wrong. It could be pronounced differently. It could be, but for now, I don't know what it is. And shout out to the mama, Crystal Fox. Crystal Fox, girl, you did your thing. Okay, the people are happy. The people are glad. And I love her. She's a good actress and she's so underrated. I've seen her in a bunch of stuff and it's like she doesn't get recognized as much. And honestly, I hope that this show kind of highlights her. I hope this kind of gives her Cheryl Lee Ralph moment to where she's now in the spotlight and more recognized because she's such a great actress. So yeah, His and Hers on Netflix. I would literally give it a 10 out of 10. Like, I recommend you watch. I'm sorry if you hadn't watched it and you listen to this podcast because now the suspense is gone for you. You don't like, and that was the fun of it. And I'm sorry. It's just more so you should not have listened to this podcast if you were planning on watching it. But hey, you could still enjoy it. The journey is really nice. The journey is fun. So either way, I feel like it's still enjoyable, even though you might know what happened now. Oopsie daisy, sorry not sorry, but I think you should watch it. I might give it another rewatch because of how good it was for me. But yeah, that's my 2 cents with His and Hers. I just really loved it, and just gag upon gag. And the thing that still will confuse me to this day is the fact that Hannah married Jack, despite knowing what his sister did to her. That would always have me confused, but she must have really loved Jack. I mean, I don't blame her. Jack is hilarious and he's fine. So yeah, I guess. But damn, it just couldn't be me. But yeah, that His and Hers, 10/10, love it, okay? Remote Control. I already kind of told you what I've been watching. Heated Rivalry, finished it. I will talk about this soon. And Tell Me Lies, finished it. I'm caught up to season 3, and oh my gosh, season 2 pissed me off so much. I thought these characters couldn't get worse. They got worse. They got real worse. But we'll find this out in the next following episodes. I talk about it because I have to talk about season 2 of Tell Me Lies and season 3. But season 3 is only 2 episodes out, and I'll watch that and then we can discuss what's out so far. But yes, thank you guys so much for coming here again. I really appreciate it. My takeaway from this episode is, first of all, be careful who you're friends with. And second, I'm going to go 10 toes down behind my child. That's the takeaway. 10 toes behind my child, not playing. Okay? I'm not playing about my child. My child that I don't have yet. But when I get them, I'm not playing about them. Okay? That's my takeaway. But thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys come back again. And have a nice day. Have a lovely night, depending on when you listen to this. And make sure to check us out on Instagram and TikTok at What's on the TV Pod. And on Twitter, because I just be on there just for gigs, at SeniTelly. And thank you so much. And I hope you guys have a lovely weekend and a happy Friday. And cheers to the freaking weekend. Okay, I drink to that. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, thank you guys. And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.